Just got back from Jiangyang Seafood Market in Shanghai. Got a box full of some pretty good stuff. Very excited about this because, first of all, let's take a look at my favorite crab in the entire world, Dungeness crab. Now remember, with Dungeness crab, you always want to check to see if it's a hard shell by pushing right there where there's not much hair in that little triangle there. Push. When you push really hard, it shouldn't give at all. That means it's going to be chock full of meat. Why is this particular crab so special? Because this is caught right near the border of Canada and Alaska. And if you move the claws away just a little bit, you'll see the gold color. See that kind of gold color here and here? A little bit brown, but kind of gold. This is called the gold belly crab. And those are the absolute finest ones because they've got a little bit of a nutty flavor to them, buttery, nutty flavor. You just can't get it in any other crab, which makes this one super good. Okay, let's weigh it up. It is approximately 900 grams, which makes it about 2 pounds. I'm going to put that in the freezer to cool it down so that it will cook up without popping its legs off. The next one we've got is a Bairdi snow crab. Yeah, maybe you didn't know, but there are two types of snow crab. One is called a Bairdi, which is this one. It's got red eyes. You can kind of see the red eyes there. And these guys are a little bit larger than the other type of snow crab, which is called the opilio. They have green eyes. This particular one is a little bit stronger flavor and not quite as sweet, a little bit more of a kick there. And the opilio crab is a little bit more delicate flavor, a little bit sweeter. There were no opilio in the market today. Let's see how big this one is. Okay, this is 1,100 grams, which is just a little bit over, so it's almost 2 1/4 pounds. And we didn't just get one, we got two. This one's starting to look a little weak, actually. So when you pull down on its mouth parts, you see it's still alive, it's moving its mouth parts, but it's getting a little weak. It's been in the box for a while. For this slightly weaker one, it is also about 1,100 grams, a little bit more. So this is the 2 1/4 pounds. Now we can cook these I'm gonna put these in the freezer as well, just to slow them down so they don't pop any of their legs off. When we cook them, put them into boiling water, it's quite the temperature differential. Put them in here. Actually, snow crab are gonna like that frozen temperature. And here is how you do this. The best way that I found over many, many years of cooking live crab, snow, Dungeness, king, all kinds of different crab, is you wanna go about 3.5% salt. That's the salinity of the ocean. Now, if you want to put in a little tiny bit of sugar in there, you can, but that's all you need is 3.5% salt. Now, you're only going to get a tiny bit of that salt going into the crab. It'll be just about right at about 1.6 to 1.7%, which is normal salt content for food that most people like in their comfort zone. So, you put the crab into boiling water that's at 3.5% salt, and then you time once it gets back to a reboil. Now, since the Dungeness crab is a little thicker body, as you see, you'll notice that the Dungeness has a thicker body. Look at the distance from here to here. See how thick that is? Now the snow crab is a thinner body, and this part is going to cook slower than this part. This part will be done in 7 to 8, 10 minutes, no problem. But this part is a little denser, so it takes longer for the heat to get in. Here's how you figure it out. 1.5 pounds, 18 minutes. 2 pounds, 20 minutes. 2.5 pounds, 23 minutes. So this one is 2 pounds. It's going to go at 20 minutes. For the snow crab, it's a little different. Most of these Bairdi are going to be about 2 pounds. So those go 16 minutes. 2 1/4 pounds are 18 minutes. 2.5 pounds are 20 minutes. Put them in the same water. Put the Dungeness on the bottom. Put the snow crab on top. Take those out first. Set 2 timers. Good to go. All right, it's been about 30 minutes in the freezer. First, let's take out the Dungeness. Oh yeah, that guy is mighty cold and looking quite shut down. So, first thing I want to do is I want to cut off these rubber bands. And now the chance of getting pinched is extraordinarily low because this thing is just about dead. Put this in, 20 minutes on this because it's about 2 pounds. Turn the heat up a little bit so we can get a good reboil. And now the 2 snow crab come out. And these guys, oh, also, yeah, they are also just about dead because they are so cold. Hey, you can see the red eyes there really well now. And these guys aren't even moving. But that's perfect Put it in there, kind of tuck the legs in a little bit. Now I'm gonna use this to push it down. These are about 2.5 pounds each. I think I said 2.25 earlier, but these are about 2.5 each. So get them in the water. And I'm going to use this and this, kind of a makeshift way to keep the crab submerged. Make sure you pre-prepare a bowl of very clean water. This is reverse osmosis water. Put some gel packs in there or some ice to cool it down if you like your crab cold. If you don't, as soon as it comes out of there, you're ready to eat. After about 3 minutes on this high heat, we are back to a reboil. So I'm going to turn it down now because we don't need a pounding heat. We don't need a pounding boil. We just need a nice simmer. Those 3 spoon things will take care of the crab, making sure it's submerged so it gets fully cooked. 20 minutes for the Dungeness because it's 2 pounds. 18 minutes for the snow crab because it is 2.5 pounds. And being a thinner body, it has a shorter time to go. As soon as those timers go, we start putting the crab into the chill water, and then we will be ready to eat. Okay. All right, the timer is off now for the snow crab, and as you'll see, we made sure that the bodies, most importantly, were submerged during the entire cooking process. So now I'm going to grab this one out and immediately put it into the chill water. And then grab this one out and do the same. And in 2 minutes, the Dungeness will be ready to go. The Dungeness is now fully cooked. Going to take that one out as well. Hey, look, I got tongs. What an improvement. And I made a nice space in our chill water for the Dungeness right there. I'm gonna let this go for 20 to 30 minutes and then get ready for the final taste test. If you like your crab warm, you can eat it, after you cool it down for 5 or 10 minutes or right directly. I like it a little bit cooler so you can kind of differentiate the subtle layers of flavor in Dungeness and in snow crab. How do you tell if it's cool? Well, you turn it over and the liquid coming out there, that's room temperature-ish, so 25 degrees centigrade, about 77 degrees Fahrenheit. Best way to open up a Dungeness is put your thumb here on the back of the leg, put your other thumb on the shell, comes right open, and you see the liquid is clear, it's fully cooked. Take out the 2 mandibles. These are the gills. Get rid of those. Go forward first, then back, and then there's the tail flap. Here's part of the new shell when they need it. And then inside here is the liver, which is actually the hepatopancreas. And in this Dungeness, I don't know why I have 2 plates there. Oh well. So 2 thumbs here. Take away the cartilage. And you end up with a great piece of Dungeness crab there. And it flakes. It's fully cooked. It's opaque. You just cannot find a better crab than a perfect Dungeness. Got a really good strong crab flavor, a little bit of natural sweetness, and something that no other crab has, which is that nice nuttiness that you can only find in really good quality Dungeness. Now, for this part, you can use this part of the leg to get that meat out. It's kind of a little bit, comes out a little bit mushy. Not mushy, but just a little bit broken sometimes. That's actually my favorite part of the crab, here and here. You can use a crab cracker for this if you want, or you can just use your hands. And again, this part. Now for this, you can use a crab cracker here on the hard part of the shell. Do not start here on the soft part with the cartilage, with the membrane there. You can go this way, or you can just use your hand. When you do that, get the right, apply the right amount of pressure. you're going to end up with one perfect piece of crab leg meat. Ah, yes. Oh. That, in my opinion, is the apex of what a crab can achieve. Now, snow crab, no slouches themselves. These are quite top quality crabs. In my top 6 favorite, very similar method. Push from the shell in here, separate it out, and then you'll see that its juices are running clear. Same kind of an idea, pull out the mandibles, get rid of the gills, then that inside shell goes forward and then back. Then if you want to eat the liver, there is liver inside. Let's see how this liver is. I'm curious to see. Get a little bit. Snow crab livers, really good, really sweet. Same idea, use 2 thumbs, break off the piece of the crab. Same idea the whole way. Peel off the cartilage. Eat the little piece of body meat here. Sweeter than a Dungeness, not as strong of a crab flavor, really good. Texture is a little bit not as firm. So on this one, you can use crab crackers, but a lot of times with a snow crab, what you want is a nice scissors to cut along, because this shell isn't as crispy as the Dungeness. So you can cut on one side if you want, cut on another side, and you've got snow crab meat right there. See how it kind of breaks up a little bit there? It's just not as firm as the Dungeness, which is neither good nor bad. Man. 2 of my top 6 favorite crab in the world. I'm extraordinarily happy. Gotta go. It's time to sit down and finish these.